you know, global warming, bad. But on the other hand, permafrost is melting, and recently we've been finding extraordinarily well-preserved carcasses of, wolves and woolly mammoths and woolly rhinoceroses. What's the status there? Are we going to have? Are we going to see dire wolves brought back?
Those permafrost samples, they do give really good DNA, so it's good to get genomes out of them. You'll never clone from them. I mean, there are people trying, but it's once an animal dies, like you have to flash freeze something to keep it good, and add in cryoprotectants to be able to keep cells alive. So even though those things have been frozen for thousands of years, they've been degrading the entire time. But they've been degrading at a rate that's very much slower than something in a tropical area, right? So you get great DNA out of them. People can definitely get entire genomes of dire wolves and cave lions and whatnot, and there are people working on that. We've actually got lots of genomes of extinct species that are in the works that are not published yet. And of course, most of those species all have living relatives that could easily be surrogate mothers and do the gene editing for. And there are, the whole point of recreating the mammoth is actually to recreate its entire ecosystem. That's a climate change project, and people have already started doing that. That's Sergei Zimov's work. So there's going to be habitat to put back a lot of those species as well. But this is the other thing, is like, if really Russia, Canada, Europe, the United States all agree and make a global effort that, yes, we do want to convert tundra to grasslands because it is a more beneficial ecosystem to the planet, and, make that effort concertedly, you could have all kinds of ancient Pleistocene animals back up north. But the issue,
and that really would be a tourist draw. I mean, that would be crazy.
Yeah. The issue with them thawing out of the ground so fast as they are is actually the fact that, the tundra is the largest land habitat in the world, and we're probably losing more of those than we're finding by orders of magnitude. So, like, for every great direwolf head that's found coming out of a bank, there's probably 1,000 of them thawing out somewhere else that then, once exposed and left out in the summer heat, just rot like anything else, and then they're trash. So the climate change is actually probably it is not a good thing for all of that stuff. It's very, very bad. We're losing possibly even discoveries of species we didn't even know about. It's much better if it was just kept frozen and people just went out and looked for that stuff and found it and are able to work with it, in a good state.
Escaped sapiens.